Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole and most of you may know me from my natural hair content, but for the month of September, since it's National Sewing Month, this will be the first time that I'm doing a 30-day sewing series, and this series is targeted around what I love, African waxprint fabrics, sewing them, and how to incorporate them into your fall wardrobe. So if that's something that interests you, keep watching. As I said before, you may know me, Nicole, from mainly my natural hair content, but I also am an experienced seamstress with 20 plus years of experience in the sewing realm. And I've spent the last 9 or so years specifically working with African waxprint fabrics. I wanted to do this series so that I could share more about the sewing side of my life. So I love sewing with wax prints. I love the versatility of the fabrics in that they're good for many different mediums. I've sewn anywhere from a keychain lanyard to pillow shams to quilts, to formal ball gowns. And African wax prints. I've made bedspreads. Typically I like to make skirts and dresses. I've made pants. I made this top, which you wouldn't typically think is a traditional African wax print fabric, but this is a wax print. So what is a wax print? Let's start talking a little bit about what it actually is. Why is it called a wax print? So wax print actually describes the method for putting the color and the design on the fabric. It doesn't actually describe the design. So like this is a floral design print, but the way it is put on is similar to the Indonesian batik fabric, meaning that they use wax to put the different colors and prints onto the fabrics, similar to think of how you do like a Fabergé egg, if you've ever like played with that at home. So dipping the egg in one color, then putting a wax design on it, then the wax covers over that one color, right? So then when you dip it in another color and you chip away the wax that you put on there, then it reveals another design, and you can just keep layering it as much as you want to. So it's a similar thing with wax prints that describes the method for putting the design on the fabrics. Okay, comment below. Did you know that? Did you know that? Okay, so that's why it can look so many different ways, which is wonderful. I love that about it. Then I got my notes here, y'all. I got my notes. So that's the method. So it's originally called Dutch wax, and that's because these fabrics originated in the Netherlands. The Dutch, and you can, this is my simplification of the history of the fabrics, okay? So the Dutch wanted to replicate the method of the Indonesian batiks, and so they created the method they used for making wax prints. Then Dutch merchants introduced it into West African culture, known mainly the Gold Coast regions, and then of course it's expanded from there. So these prints, though they originated in the Netherlands, are most popular in West African culture. Just a side note, right? My sister loves doing like the ancestry.com and stuff, and so from her doing that, because I don't do the DNA, but she did it, our background is like 85% West African, 85, 88, something like that. So I also love that being able to take the wax print fabric and make them into like modern designs is a way to also express our West African and our American culture every day. All right, so another thing about the fabrics, right? So I mainly work with African wax print cottons. So just like I said, you can put it describes the method. So then you can take that same method, right, and apply them to different types of fabrics or textiles. For example, this is cotton. There are African Waxprint satins that you can use. There are African Waxprint silks. There are African Waxprint silk blends. There are polyester cotton blends when it comes to wax prints. There are knits, and there are laces as well. So I mainly work with the cottons. That's what I like to do, and the laces, the woven fabrics. So that is part 1. So part 2, I will showcase, see all these here? These are just, y'all, my fabric closet. I'm a true like seamstress, and I'm not a fabric hoarder, right? I just get the fabric that I like, and then I wait for it to tell me what it wants to be. I bought this fabric and I thought it might have wanted to be a dress or a skirt, but it wants to be this, you know, kimono sleeve blouse, right? And so I've had it for a while, and that's what it wants to be. Yeah. So saying that to say, I am showing you fabrics that I actually have in my own fabric stash and collection, and it's only just a select few to give you an idea of the different styles of patterns in African wax prints, what some of the traditional wax prints are and what they are called, and so to continue the introduction into wax prints. So stay tuned for that. Part 2 will be showcasing African wax print fabrics and then discussing the different origins and significances. Bye.